screen.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Iron Panther Presents. Today, Stacey, Chris, and I shall be discussing Your Honor, episode 2. And the conspiracy begins to grow as it relates to Michael, Adam, and how Michael's trying to cover up what Adam did yesterday. Really, in the essence of this show. So Stacey, let's start with you. What do you think of the plan to get rid of the car, which turns into a kid being tortured in a car?
First of all, what I got to do to have a friend that I can call and say, hey, I need you to get rid of something for me. Don't ask me no questions.
No questions.
Just do what I tell you. What I got to do for that friend?
Do you know what I thought about when I got done watching this show? The Have and Have Nots, written by Tyler Perry, season 1 and 2. A white judge has a son who kills someone in a car accident. He calls his black friend who's running for office to cover it up. We seen this play out already. I was like, oh shit. This is how
right.
This is actually well put together compared to the Tyler Perry shit. But I gotta say, I was like, I've seen this story beat for beat. And the white judge has a thing for a black girl. Ta-da.
Oh, that happened in the show too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, in this show, obviously he's doing something with Lee, the high-powered defense attorney that he wanted to have drinks with. And I'm like, did he call her for drinks, or was he calling her for her son? And like he had to do with his other friend, he had to back that shit up and was like, how about some drinks? And now he's like, could you defend Kofi Jones? Because I just totally fucked his life up. At least he feels bad.
I would hope so.
Doesn't that incriminate him though? Like,
it's his son that is incriminating him and himself. Let's walk. This man get on the internet and looked up not only the victim, but the crime, the victim, and the family on his home computer, all which can be pulled with a warrant.
Yeah, I mean, but I didn't see it, but only after you found out the name, after you found out his car. Okay, hold on. Just think of it like this. Your car was involved in a murder. And then you get the name of that kid who was murdered. You think it's going to be that far-fetched just to be looking online of that? If you felt bad about what just happened.
Why are you feeling bad?
Because the kid died and your car was the reason for that. I'm saying as a juror, that makes sense. I'll be like, that wouldn't be that smart. As a juror, I would kind of be like, okay, yeah, like the kid died. You feel bad that the kid died, and your car just happened to be involved in that whole thing. Someone used your car as a tool and killed this kid. Yes, I would. I mean, why wouldn't you?
So, all right. So let's go to the fact that also the dog has buried a piece of bloody clothes under the dresser.
Django.
That's gonna get found. Yeah. Then Adam, for some reason, can't stay his happy ass out of the courtroom. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, again, nobody's gonna be like, did you see Adam in the courtroom? But he's all over the courtroom. Lee, the high-powered attorney, is again asking Michael, why you care so much about this kid? To your point, like, of all people, why are you so worried about this dude? Oh, by the way,
his car.
He's the son of the defendant that you helped get off a couple of days ago. Mm-hmm. I was like, what? How close is everybody in Louisiana? Why has every black man, dark-skinned black man, been arrested in Louisiana? When Kofi was put into that holding cage, everyone looked just like him, dark and black.
It is Baton Rouge, though. To be fair, it's Baton Rouge. I mean, I don't know what So like, if you're going to a jail in DC, I hate to say it, but it's like, especially if you're talking about like when like an actual and I'm not talking about fed prison, public. Like, I hate to say, you're gonna find a lot of minorities than you find white. It sucks.
Chris, they all were of the same shade. I mean, like it was.
Oh, you're talking about dark.
The fact that we're all damn near the same. I was like, what kind of casting is this?
Skin tone.
And then if you look deep into the background, you see one Asian dude and one Latino dude, and I'm like, oh, there you go. There's your diversity. Like no white person has committed a crime in Louisiana. That's what we're saying. None of them get arrested. They got a white prison that they.
But they got lawyers and they get built out.
Ain't no poor white people in Louisiana that go to poor prison. That's only for black folks and 2 Asians. Like. This is too much.
I think you're reaching, man, but okay. Okay.
I'm looking at the screen, bro. Ain't no reaching. That's on the screen.
Yeah, that's reach. I mean, you need to start going to jail. Maybe not where you live, but you guys start visiting jails and stop watching TV jails. Start looking at jails and start seeing what it. You know, what I mean, that's not.
This shows proper representation. Okay, man.
I'm just. I mean,
the only black people.
It sucks. Seriously, black people are
the only black people who have not committed crimes in this show is Lee and David's friend Michael.
Oh, just
like
wait.
I mean, the few black people you see, I've seen no black people under 25, huh?
No, I said, oh, just wait.
No, Michael. Oh, no, Michael. The judge's friend Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie.
He did commit a crime. He helped cover up a freaking.
Yeah, but he's not in jail though. That's all I'm saying. Like he. Ain't
by the season finale, he will be in jail.
I think by season
they're gonna come up
now. He's gonna be dead.
Yeah, he's gonna come up for some shit. Like either he's gonna be in jail or he's gonna wish he was in jail when he gets handcuffed to a radiator. Like you know what I mean?
Well, the cop working for the Baxters caught Kofi as he was being released, which I'm not sure why he was being released in the first place. He did steal a car. He did not post bail. He
bribed a cop with a baseball.
Baseball
that was autographed. Like, how does that work?
What are we doing? Like, the car was reported stolen. Like, that's a crime by itself. Like, he's walking out of prison, and this cop just walks up to him, leads him out to prison. Let's just say he leads him out to jail. He didn't drag him out. Tortures him, brings him back, I'm sure not conscious, and somehow no one says shit. Like, they just put him back in the prison, and now he's under arrest for murder, for hit and run murder. What?
That was crazy. Yeah. I didn't understand. Yeah, I was like, yeah, maybe it was a few months down the road and you found out that the person wasn't going to press charges. Maybe. But nah, I doubt that. We're talking about like quite a few times that he spent in jail for this offense. You know, unless, because you know what? He's 17. So that in certain states, they do have loopholes where like, so I don't, if you're underage and the person isn't pressing charges, maybe, I don't know. But to your point, in the words of you, they need to say that. They need to say that. So they need they need to say that. If that is the case, because he's 17 years old, you know what I mean? So if it is his first offense.
This is not his first offense because he's a gang member. So I'm pretty sure
he can be a gang member, just didn't get caught. That's all that means. There are plenty of gang members that don't have records.
I'm pretty sure this kid got a record. But let's put all that aside. Let's put all that aside.
Ghost was squeaky clean. He was a career criminal.
Let's put all that aside. Michael is the person whose car got stolen, so he didn't get the opportunity to say, "Don't worry about it." Like, I filed the report, but I'm okay that you stole my car. Let's just say that's what happened. Also, let's go. This happened yesterday. Like. So Michael is walking around trying to help Adam come up with an alibi a day after he just ran this kid over. There's no way these people are going to forget what day that happened when it was yesterday. Like then.
No. He meant yesterday. Like she won't remember yesterday where like if months go down the line, because that's what happens if you're being tried for any courts. It doesn't just happen like, oh, the following week they get all the witnesses there. No, months down the line, she ain't gonna remember what happened a few months like what the actual date was. When she's gonna just remember about him and his kid. That's what he was trying to say. He's not saying, oh, tomorrow she's gonna be on the stand. No, that's not what. No, it doesn't work like that.
Unless this show magically jumps forward months, this trial is happening next week. Like somehow in the era of this show, this trial is going to start like next week, which means when Kofi's new lawyer goes talk to the witnesses, all these white people that saw this dark-skinned black kid walking down the street with a hoodie on, they're going to remember which day it was. Like That was and the car got stolen before the kid got ran over the day before that. There's no way they're going to prove that he killed this kid. The police report showed, I'm saying, unless he's going to try to say it got stolen the day of the accident, which the evidence is going to say otherwise.
Yeah, I don't think something tells me that he's less worried about what the cops are going to do and more worried about what Baxter's going to do. He literally said, he's like, if you don't do this, he didn't say that we're going to jail. He said, we're going to be dead. I think his worries yes, he's worried about the cops, but he's more worried about this dude who's known to kill people for a living.
Apparently, just killed the bird. Like, he just beat that bird to death.
Oh yeah, he pulled a Tiger Woods and yeah.
Tiger Woods' wife.
Oh yeah, that's true.
There you go.
Tiger Woods' wife. Yeah.
You know, too soon. Well, no,
not too soon. What do you think, Stacey? What do you think was going on with this episode?
I was so confused when he asked the lady about the shotgun house, and he's like, "Oh, that's a good idea. I should go." I'm like, "Wait a minute, didn't you already go?" And then when he explained it afterwards, I was like, "Oh, okay." But you would think he would have been like in a jogging suit, since, you know, and not in a suit. Like,
so there's a couple of things. See, not only did he mess up with the inhaler, the other thing he messed up with, and it's going to come back, is this part is going to come back too, is him leaving the picture of his mother where she was shot. He left the picture there. That's going to come up. They're going to be like, "Oh, a stranger just left a picture at the store where she was shot."
Mama?
Like, where shot? Like, that's not.
How was she shot there? Like, what was she doing?
I don't know. Most likely that guy, that black guy that you saw, that was telling us like, "Yo, just take the hit. Take the hit." Why should he be the killer? He gonna be the killer and be like, "Yo, give me all your money." And then the mother's like, "You don't have to do this. Think of what God is gonna bitch." And then just, you know, it's gonna be some shit like that.
So I'm trying. So again, like to stay.
Just ignore me.
No. It's gonna be connected. It's gonna be connected. Yeah. But the woman investigator who Mike got to look into this is already trying to put that together. She's gonna try to frame. She's trying to pin. Robin is his wife's name. His wife's name. She's gonna try to hit that murder on Kofi. That somehow he randomly killed his wife, then waited a year later to go rob the car. Like, that don't make any damn sense. Like, to your point, when they go back to the crime scene, they're gonna see the memorial that Adam put down there that got crushed by the local black thugs for what reason we don't know, and that's gonna bring attention. Where were you, Adam? I was at school. I was just walking around talking to my mama. How did this picture end up here? Who the fuck put this picture here? You did. Like, people are going to see you. Like, this random ass black folks who saw this white kid in their neighborhood, and they're not going to forget that. Like, will be put at the scene of the crime. Just like the movie The Lie, as we saw, is always the inhaler. Like, so Baxter has his own police force working on his behalf, investigating this crime, and that shit's going to lead to Adam very quickly. Like, I'm really surprised when Kofi was being tortured. Like, didn't they ask him some basic ass questions? Like, when did you steal the car? Why'd you run over this person? I didn't do it. I just stole the car yesterday. I confess, I stole the car today. Actually, I stole the car today. The person was killed yesterday. It wasn't me. Thank you. Like,
I think the reason why I think they didn't go through the full question, because they not only do they know and that the kid killed the kid, they need that phone. Apparently, there's something on that phone, which we'll find out. I feel like there's something we're going to find out. They wanted that phone bad,
very bad.
That very bad. Like, you know what I mean? So no. At that point, no. They knew he did it. They knew he did it in a sense, and they knew that it was the freaking what's the name of that crew? They said it. What's the name of this game?
The gang. It's fine. It don't matter.
The Nines or the Diamonds or something. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah. So it's so in their head they're just thinking like, oh, this was just a hit. You know what I mean? So that's gonna be interesting.
I like how covering up your son's hit and run murder has turned into a gang war that's about to kick off because the Baxters think that the black gang did this on purpose. So now that's going to be a thing. Now poor Kofi is fucking about to go to jail for the rest of his life, if not the death penalty, depending what they have in Louisiana. And I'm like, this is just spiraling out of control.
Like, this is straight up Walter White territory right here. This is like, I just tried to do one thing to get Jesse out of trouble, and now we got the cartel coming after us. Like, what? Like, this was. I'm sorry to even. I'm probably going to be bringing up Breaking Bad in several reviews we do about the show, because even the moment when he started telling him what to do, say, hey, put your mom's picture over here, and then he's just like, why? He's like, said, because if you do this, like, you think the guy at the gate that I told him not to give him, that was straight up him talking to Jesse Pinkman right there. That was him talking. Jesse Pinkman was like, it's like, you need to make sure it is 2 gallons when you go to Home Depot. Only get that one. Do not mess this up, Jesse. I was like, I'm like, Walter White, ladies and gentlemen, Walter White. Like, he's going to be nominated for this. I don't care what y'all say.
It's Bryan Cranston. I think I got it. What do you think, Stacey? I see.
Well, let's talk about the actual day.
Okay.
The actual day.
You're driving around in the hood. You drop the thing off. Somebody's following you. These angry black men are staring at you.
Mm-hmm.
All these witnesses see you. You kill a guy. You go to the gas station and get into, not a confrontation, but you piss off some dude. Which there were other pumps available. Yeah. Why was he so stressed about that pump?
I know, right? To move the story along, like what Stacey likes to say, like to move the story.
Like, you leave a whole trail of surveillance to your crime.
Yeah.
Like, how are you going to get out of this?
Yeah. The car alone, he's fucked. The car alone, like even Mike was like, your fingerprints, you touched his blood, then you touched the car, your finger. Why did he tell Charlie, burn the car? Like, let me take it to. Why are you asking Charlie, who calls a cop, who calls a gang member, who tells another gang member to walk to a white ass neighborhood? Did he tell him to take off his hood on purpose so people would see it? Was that on purpose?
What you mean when he was in the hood? Like you mean when he took off his hood?
No, I'm talking when Kofi got to Mike's neighborhood, to the white neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Like, did he take off the hood on purpose so people would see him? Like, I'm like, he has
No. I think he took the hood off because he thought, like, now that I'm away from prying eyes, I'm straight. I thought,
he looked at a white woman dead in her eyes and then took off his hood. I'm like,
yeah. Well, after that, but yeah, I don't think that wasn't for that.
Then it was just stupidity. Like, why would you do that in the middle of the day? And then not think these people are not going to remember that you just stole this car. Like, you just walked up to it and drove off in the middle. I'm like, this doesn't make any kind of rational sense. Like, none of this.
Especially that the keys were nicely perched upon the wheel.
They couldn't even get.
I just happen to leave it there. Just I don't like wearing keys when I'm jogging.
I didn't like that the cop. I didn't like that the cop stopped him in a sense that it's like, yo, you see how busted that car looks?
Cops, right? He was at the red light.
I was like,
after the murder, 2 cops are here.
Nothing.
But you know what? But that's what the actor was saying in the interview I saw about the double standard. Remember when what's the kid's name? Adam. Yeah, when Adam also there was some cops coming along too when he was getting away from the murder. And he started freaking out, and then they just kind of went away. So it's to show like the 2 parallels, and you know what I mean. But no, this kid. But then all of a sudden, Kofi is the one that gets pulled over. You know.
But they already put out an APB out in the car. Like, it wasn't just a coincidence. They were already looking for that car. That's how I took what.
Which is why did he report it stolen? Like,
oh no, he reported stolen before he found out that was the Braxton. Remember, he reported he tried. He was going to turn him and his son. Remember, they took him to the police precinct, and he was about to confess. He said, "Don't worry, let me handle it."
Yeah,
and whatnot. And then all of a sudden, that what do you call it?
The detective came to see him the next day,
or some shit like that. Yeah.
So he had no choice. Like, once the detective came to see him, she said, "Why did you come? Why did you want to see me last night?" So then he had to tell her something. So then he was like, "Oh, my car got stolen." And then she was like, "Oh my God, this must have been the same person that killed your wife. I'm gonna find this motherfucker." I'm like, "What the hell?" She's like,
"Yeah, because I live in Baton Rouge and there's not any carjackers anywhere in Baton Rouge apparently."
Like, she was like, "I can't believe this motherfucker will steal your car. I don't care who he is or what his problem is.
That is Robin's car.
You are way too committed to this lady." But
well, that explains why the son had such a shitty car when his dad was a judge, I guess. It was sentimental values.
There you go. So again,
I guess, but then I'm also looking at Robin like, Robin, why you even had that car? Like, did you have that since you were 15, your own damn self? Like,
you should have been balling better than that.
I mean, yeah, like you know, in the words of David, you are the judge's wife. You know, even though not all judges are balling, by the way, but you know.
I was like, but why was she in the projects in the first place? Like, I'm sure we're gonna get into that. And like you said, Chris, somehow this gang is the one that killed her, and all this is gonna get solved somehow. But even so what's up?
No, go ahead.
So again, Charlie asked, like you said, asked no questions. Like, is this for sentimental value? It's almost like he believes that he wants to believe this is for sentimental value, and you don't want to see the vehicle that your dead wife used to drive. So I'm gonna call a cop to do some illegal shit, bribe him. Really? Do you want to be police commissioner? Check it out. I need you to get rid of this car. That's all you need to know. And then like he just gets I was like, what? Then I thought the whole thing was gonna be investigated by the same cop, but it wasn't. The cop that broke into Kofi's house was the fat cop that's working for the Baxters. So I was like, where's the cop that Charlie called? Like, I thought he was gonna be leading this investigation to make sure it goes a certain way. And then the piece of the motorcycle is hanging inside the car.
I that.
How are you not in jail? Like, why are we watching Adam give googly eyes to his teacher? Like, they're about to get it on. Like, is this power? Like, is this ghosted? I mean, what? Because remember in class, he was like, I really love that photographer. And she was getting all hot and bothered, like, I love you too. I was like, what are we doing right now? Like, how is this relevant?
Yeah, I couldn't remember if that, because she looked a lot like the girlfriend. I couldn't remember if that was a girlfriend or not, or the supposed girlfriend. And then the girlfriend really isn't really your girlfriend. It's the woman that's supposed to be teaching you.
Oh,
is that who that was?
No, man. No.
Tell me, because she was looking back, and I was thinking like, I could have sworn that is the girl you saw in the first episode.
No. Because she was getting
like just like in that show, was it FX? You watch The Teacher? Do you watch that show, Teacher or whatever? It's yeah, it's kind of remind me of that, and I was like, oh, that's the secret. Like, that ain't no normal girl. Like, you know what I mean? And that's why you didn't even tell your daddy about.
I'll go back and watch. I
don't know. I mean, no, I know. I mean, I was asking because of,
it could be. But I thought they were having a moment like she was legit the teacher, but the way he was talking, you could be right. Clearly they were having a moment. I don't know why they were having a moment. It seemed inappropriate either way.
He got more issues that he should be dealing with at the moment.
Right?
He got you know,
he got real shit going on.
Talking about some damn three scientists, and which one? Like, I'm like this really is power, I guess. Really, right? You know? Yeah. And the other kids, man. Speaking of great tits, I was like, really? Like,
look here,
did he make that joke about his mother?
Yeah.
I like,
dude, his mom's been dead for a year. Like,
fuck. I thought I heard that. I didn't feel comfortable rewinding that. I thought that's what I heard him say. I really hope, because luckily I didn't have the subtitles on, because that would have probably really pissed me off. But I could have sworn I was like, did he say? He's like, what was the thing you liked about my mom? He's like, her great tits. I was like, no, he didn't say that. He said her great smile, like great smile. Something. That's what I told myself. And then like the scene after, like, speaking of great tits, I'm like, this nigga. I was like, God dang.
But Kofi's real. I mean, to see the look on his face when he sees that his little Mo is basically holding his family hostage, so he goes down for this crime. I'm like, shit. And then they strip him of his clothes. Like, is that even legal? Like, I can't believe that happened. Like, they're really going down the whole like slavery shit to me. Like,
at that point, the attorney should have done something. But that's, I don't know. But if you can't even afford an attorney, you get this little bootleg attorney. It's
the strip you front. I'm like, they're demeaning this dude. And then somehow Lil Mo is able to get Kofi into a lone cell with one other black dude that has a cell phone from Lil Mo so they can have a conversation. I'm like, this Lil Mo got that kind of power? Like, I'm like, what?
No, it's not Lil Mo. It's the cop. So obviously, clearly, the cop or the detective was the one that put that inmate in there. Obviously, you know, if you're a detective or you hold some type of rank, you can put whatever prisoner you want in the damn jail. You know, so if you slip him the phone and say, hey, this gang member or your dude's going to be calling or whatnot, you know, that's the connection. Right. The connection wasn't the gang member. It was the cop himself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That was still some wild shit. I mean, I was like,
no, it was.
It made a little more less sense than you know, Tasha and her phone. But I was like, but it's still interesting.
Hey man, like he turned that thing one. He actually, you're gonna hear him hang up. So at least he's saving the batteries on this one.
That's how we know
like,
the power's on.
Tasha just like, all right, Tyreek, and then she put the phone like, yo, that phone's still going, and you ain't got no charger. Like, sorry. I'm sorry. This is not power. This is your honor.
This is Breaking Bad.
Focus. So let's focus.
Sorry. Stacey. So what do you think? Where do you think this is going? How long will it take before the Baxters figure out it was Adam and Mike?
I figured that since it was the Baxters, they would just have killed Kofi. Like, why go through the whole trial process? Yes. Just off him and move on with your life.
Also true.
I feel like they're still they're not done with Kofi yet, in the sense of they're going to still continuously try to get to him to get more information about the gangs who put the hit out on his son. That's
now that they feel that that's the reason. Now that they've come up with some type of motive, they're
gonna be like, you want to go home to your mom? It's like, yeah, I know you spent. It's like you spent it there too. Like they showed in the previews, like him crying and whatnot, like in prison, like giving him a taste of what's going on. Maybe it's just to kind of use that because they know that he's just a foot soldier. So who they want, even if Kofi did was the killer, the one who killed his son or whatnot. They know it wasn't really Kofi that killed him in the sense of like.
I mean, if you're gonna order the murder of somebody, you're not gonna run him over with a car and leave him in the street.
Unless you try.
Yeah, there's other ways of doing a hit.
And then call 911 and breathe on the phone.
Yeah.
You're not gonna. That don't make no damn sense. Like none of that makes sense. And they're like, what happened to the phone? Like, why did they take the phone? Like, it's so many questions. Like, it's like this is not a good professional hit. Like, you expect gangsters to be better at this murdering thing. Like, this is kind of embarrassing if you thought this was a hit. Like, I want that conversation. I kind of want Baxter talking to his like black gang counterpart to be like, "This is how you gonna send a message? You should have did a better job." Like, I'm really insulted. It's like, we didn't even do this. What? And then it's like, no, you go talk to that white judge over there and his son Adam. That's what you need to go talk to, sir. Because they don't want that heat. I'm pretty sure black folks are gonna be like, you know what? Never mind. We're just fucking around with you. Please go talk to
like Fargo.
Huh?
End up like Fargo.
Yep. Like you need to go take yourself over there, sir. We want none of this. But it's just everybody. I don't know. This black folks too thugging. I mean, it's just too much. And like
you don't like it, huh?
It's just, oh man, like the stereotypes is too. And then people said we were talking about yesterday that the actor Adam was saying this is more about race and stuff. Mm-hmm. Like I saw it about poverty, like poverty versus privilege. Like Kofi is broke as fuck. Like he don't have the resource, black or white or whatever. He don't have the resources for people to give a shit about him. And he's just being used by everybody. Black people, black gangsters. The black people running for office, white cops. I mean, he's just broke and a pawn in this whole thing. Adam,
he's expendable. He's essentially expendable, and ironically, and I felt like that's why I like this episode in the sense of he is literally I'm assuming is the same age as his own son. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's I don't know. I mean, I hear, yes, there's poverty, but then there's also, I do think that it is also, there's some double standard stuff, that plays into. What were you just you eating something good? What was that? What was that?
Oh man,
you tested the product.
He's like, I think he was trying to say bars. He was like, bars. Like, is that what we doing? Is that? Yeah. Nah. was like, damn, there's something else I was going to say. Then I love,
man. Stop getting yourself off track.
I don't know.
There's many messages in this show. There's many messages in this show. There's a lot of social stories being told, and we're not done yet. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of more things going on with the families, with Kofi's family, with with Mike and Adam and all that kind of stuff. Him screaming at the woman like, "I can't help you!" Like, and then almost giving his son an asthma attack. Like, where the fuck is that? It's the inhaler. He's like, I don't know that.
Yo, the best line in the whole show was like, how homeless was he? How homeless was he? Was he like crazy? He's like, yeah, he's kind of crazy. Like, oh, good.
Okay, we can work with that. We can't work. Oh,
I was like, no, and I was like, no, I don't want what David's protecting. I don't want that to happen. I don't want Damon Wayans. I do not want Damon Wayans on that stand. Please don't. It is clear that that's the route they're going to go, but I don't want Damon Wayans on there. I don't want, and then all of a sudden he stops mid-sentence because he sees like a purple and blue butterfly that's talking to him in front of him.
It's Mike's neighbors are gonna do him in. That white woman was staring in that window, watching Mike clean that car the night before. She saw Adam come home all fucked up with the car. Mm-hmm. That's what's gonna do him in. If he even goes that far, like the neighbors are gonna do that family. Hey, Stacey, I saw you handling it. What's good?
I've noticed about these shows that people with really bad asthma have a hard time keeping their inhaler near them.
Sometimes they die because of that, right?
Like if your life depends on it, like most people won't let their cell phone out of arm's reach. Where is your inhaler? I know, right?
Hey, that's the problem. When cell phones was invented, it made people have to choose which one is more important.
They should make a cell phone inhaler case.
It's so funny. I'm pretty sure there's probably one out there. I can almost guarantee you there's probably some crazy.
But like, hey Siri, give me some breath.
Yeah.
Give me some breath. If you can say that, you don't need the inhaler. It looks like
I know, right?
Good point.
Should be like some like.
Well, if you have an Apple Watch and
there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. But if you
be like a life alert. Be like life alert, right?
Remember, I fallen and I can't get up.
I fallen and I'm like no. Like that's probably what. Yeah, he needed a life alert on for him. He needed a life alert.
They should make a keychain inhaler.
There you go. Just get a little hit and keep it going.
You know what? I'm gonna write that down.
So they
I'm gonna be rich.
He said, so Stacey is writing an idea of an invention that will get kids everywhere picked on and getting their ass whipped because they put inhalers.
Can make it blinged out.
Yeah,
like,
you gonna bling out
a blinged out inhaler chain.
Go ahead, Chris. Bye, Chris.
Don't get mad at me when I'm rich.
That's right, and we're gonna take some of that money though because we're here to help you come up with the idea.
Like video. Since you're working in the Iron Panther video, we own everything that is discussed.
That's right. It's a corporation, damn it. There's no I on this team.
Right.
But anyway, we got 8 more episodes. We got to see how this story evolves. Again, looking at the previews, eventually the Baxters figure out who's really responsible, and it's gonna be Mike's and Adam's ass. And we got to see how this all works out. I just hope Kofi lives at some level. And maybe gets some kind of settlement for his pain and suffering. He did steal that car, though. I mean, that's real. But, I mean, he didn't kill nobody. Yeah. Anyway, guys. All right. We'll see you next week episode. And thank you guys very much for watching. If you're new to the channel, as always, please subscribe to the channel. Like on the video and comment on the video. Share the video. Help us grow this family. What's going to happen to Walter White? Is he going to end up dead like he did in Breaking Bad? What's going to happen to Adam? Is he going to drive out with a inhaler and a new car? Is a Lee going to have sex with Michael? I mean, I will see what's going to go on with that. What's up with that history? When he's like, when she said, you know my history. Why would you want me to take this case? Like, what is her history? Like, were they dating while he was married? Like, maybe they had something going on too.
I have that's what I felt. So we'll see.
You had that vibe, right? Like he's like, I used to get that, and now he's like, but my wife died, and I felt kind of bad and shit. Now he's like, nah, I'm trying to get that back. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, Team Light Skin. All right, so we'll see you next week, next episode. Thank you.